Hey, how we doing so far? Okay, here we are talking about the art of charm. Listen, I read Napoleon Hill, and he says that one of the top 17 success principles in anybody that wants to be successful at anything is that of a pleasing personality. Okay, I'm making an assumption that you are coming to the table with some type of manners and showing up fully present, and you have a pleasing personality. If you don't, I guess we can walk you through that. But are you charming? It's time to rate yourself, and you do that one of five ways. If you'll read down there, I've made a lot of notes about this idea of charm. Charm really coming from really the birthing place of seduction and things that draw people to you. It's our magnetism. And there's nothing wrong with this. There's a lot of there can be a lot of negative talk about what we're really discussing, but at the end of the day, are people drawn to you? And so ways to evaluate this are people drawn to you naturally? Do men especially naturally feel at ease with you? Are they comfortable? And then once they are in your company, do you put them at ease? And if you challenge them, how do you challenge them? Is there an air of defensiveness in the conversation? Are men engaging you? And if not, there's a thing that a woman has in her facial expressions and in kind of her mood, the way she holds her body, that opens herself up to being approached. If you are, head down and your body language is closed, there's just a fear factor for a guy to actually come up to you and say, "Hi, my name is," right? Because you're closed off. But if your head is up and there's an elegance about you, and this is just a totally different energy, right? Just me doing it. Your hands are out and you're open and your chest is back, and you're looking around and you're making eye contact with people. This is really just the basic principles of charm, seduction, magnetism, having a pleasing personality, is being open to them. And then secondly is how are you engaging people? And are you engaging them on their terms? One of the next principles is what are your greetings like? Are you using overused greetings of hi and it's a nice day out and what brings you here and yawn? People, I want people in my life that has some moxie, right? That'll ask me a good question, that will engage me, that's beyond just the warming me up. I don't talk about the weather. I don't talk about sports, and I would submit to you that good men don't either. And so, if you're using overused expressions and just pleasantries and just trying to get by and just kind of staying surface, you're not charming. You're not charming. Men want a witty woman that's has some banter in her, and that will politely kind of edge in and maybe tease and play. We talked about effervescence. This is where that comes from. An ability to kind of saddle up and play darts and throw darts and play pool kind of thing. It's whether or not that's your activity. Do you have that sense of openness about you that is fun and kind of can banter back? There's a conversational energy that is like a kind of one of those beach balls that you blow up, and it's about that big between two people, and I'm here and you're there, and there's this ball of energy between us. If you've ever heard of qigong, which is the movement of energy in outside of our bodies that we can control, it's these people that move around this sphere or this thing of energy, and it's a brilliant practice for this very thing that we're talking about. When you meet a man, he is looking at you with all the things that we've discussed, and there is this this sphere between you, and it starts here and it starts to move down, and it will move down even into fun primal places, and that's where we kind of get a lot of that sexual energy. And so this is very key. I mean, I know we kind of giggle and laugh, but it's very true. Our sexual energy comes from that sphere between us. And so how are you showing up in that, and how are you treating that when you're with someone, when a guy says hi, and which is kind of boring, can you match that up a little bit, with a hi, nice to see you, nice to meet you? Can you infuse playfulness? Can you compliments for a man are fantastic. Oh, I like your shirt, you look great in it. Always tie your compliments back to him. Don't make flat observations. Oh, that's a purple shirt. That's obnoxious. And the guy's kind of going, yeah, do you not like purple? Have you ever done that? Have you ever had that happen? Somebody just makes this observation. Oh, I didn't know you wore glasses. And you're like, yeah, I had contacts, but I broke them. And like you become defensive and start explaining what it is that's going on. And the person's kind of going, no, I like them. And you go, oh, why didn't you just frickin' tell me you liked my glasses? You know what I mean? So people do that a lot to each other. It's just this awkward compliment, and it's a bad pleasantry. Let's just call it what it is. It's a bad pleasantry. It's there's no game in it. There's no fun. There's no personality, and you're never going to be different. And girls can be better at this than most guys, but girls can really draw this out of a woman. Fifth is, what's your social calendar like? And if it's full, is it the same thing over and over and over again? So I like to dance, and I go to dances, and it's the same people over and over and over. And I just think, man, do you guys ever go to movies, or do you go out to dinner? Or, my social schedule's really, really diverse. I'm part of a spiritual crowd. I used to be part of a religious crowd that talked about some of those things. I have some athletic things that I do. I do some really high society kind of things, like museum openings and restaurant openings and wine tours and things like that. Some adventure travel. So diversify up your social schedule. This is big time. You're going to meet different types of people in every one of those situations, and you'll meet different types of women that will also draw men, and you'll also meet other different types of men. You'll meet more of the burly, adventurous types. Maybe they're hairy. I don't know. I'm going stereotypical here, but because I like all those things, and I'm not burly. But whatever. It's key in this stage of your game, of your development, that you are loved and treated well. You're maybe new in this, and are definitely bringing some of these new principles in it. So diversify your social schedule to accommodate an array of different men. You want a man on your calendar that's maybe his draw is that he's highly intelligent. He's a PhD, or he's a scientist, or he's something like that. You want a man that's maybe highly artistic, and he surfs, and he paints, and he plays the guitar, and it's just, that's sexy. You want a guy that's maybe fashionable and kind of into the times, and he's into the now and what's cool and what's popular, and maybe he takes you to an art show, or compliments you on your shoes, and not just says nice shoes, but rather says, beautiful BCBGs. I saw those when I was going through Macy's the other day, to pick up a shirt, and I thought those were cool, and it's awesome you're wearing them. Seriously, and a woman's going, wow, cool. You appreciate fashion. And so you want diversity of men on your social calendar because, one, it's just crazy pleasing. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot about yourself, and your femininity will be brought out in different ways versus just one man. And the only way to really do that, like for example, if you're just going to bars, you're gonna be meeting bar guys. Even if you go to sports clubs versus lounges, still bar guys. A little different guy, but diversify your social calendar. See what that looks like for you, and see if it doesn't open up tremendously more people for you, and you just begin to have just a ton of fun.